I have no idea when it's going to click over to 1:30. Hello, everyone, and welcome to TXM TV. I'm Anthony Clyne, and today we're joined by Luciano Peloche from Wollongong. Hi, Luciano.
Hi, Anthony. How are you?
Good. And also Peter Rewi in Auckland.
Anthony, good afternoon.
Rob Chittenden, the effervescent Rob Chittenden.
Hello.
Tim McLean. How are you, Tim?
Good.
Excellent. And Michael Hatch from the TXM office. And so today we've got a pretty entertaining episode. We've got 4 things. We're going to all talk about stuff, and hopefully that helps us keep our business going, keep our people engaged, and gives us some ideas on what to do best in this crisis time. So firstly, over to you. I'd like to introduce Rob Chittenden, who's going to talk about making the most out of this time.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. Well, making use of this time, the topic that I've seen a few manufacturers turn to is inventory control. So I'm Robert from Melbourne, and a few of my clients have used this time to go look at their inventory. So whilst you've got some extra time or you're resorting out areas, as we talked about yesterday from 5S, is that you might be able to dive into some of those inventory issues and maybe get your records up to scratch. So as a manufacturer, inventory is one of our biggest areas of focus. So if you are still on site and you have a few people, following the appropriate rules, you may be able to start that stock taking event. And if we look at an example over here, here we might go look at our records, and you might expect to find on here we're missing some pictures, you might be updating some fields, you might be removing duplicates, you just might be tidying up your data set to make sure that all of your information is correct. So it's a very good time for that. All right. And so here's some records that aren't filled out with pictures, and you may dive a little bit deeper there. All right, so at this time, if you've got that ability to be on site, go look at it, because this will put you in a better state once we return to our new normal or better state in the weeks to come. Thank you very much, Anthony.
Yeah, Rob, what's the advantages of having pictures for each of your stock keeping units?
Oh, just for visual referencing, and just when you're scanning down a long list, some of these cloud services or even your own systems allow you to have pictures out there. You might not have had those in the past, so now's the time to even go get those pictures and load them up. It does take a lot of boring time, but maybe that's something that can be done remotely at home. So have a think about how you update your systems.
I remember being a picker as after school job, and if I had pictures of everything I was picking, I would have been a lot faster and I would have made a lot fewer mistakes. So that's my recollection in the country warehouse. And working from home and working effectively is a topic, and lots of people are working from home, and I'd like to say lots of people were working effectively. Peter, what's some tips about working effectively at home?
Yeah, thanks, Anthony. For those people that are joining us that haven't seen the previous episode, what I was going to touch on is the whole idea of having a dashboard at home. So this is probably more in line with people that find themselves in lockdown conditions, as we are here in New Zealand. Yesterday we spoke about some health and safety elements. Today I was just going to talk about the whole concept of continuity. For us here in New Zealand, people can't actively jump in the car and actually go to their place of work. So if you're not essential, you're basically stuck at home. But it still means that you have the ability to contact suppliers. And over the coming weeks, we believe it'll be more and more important for people to continuously touch base with their suppliers so that when they start up again, it's going to be a case of we have contacted our suppliers, we know that they have the capability and they have the stuff that we need. But at that same time, it might be interesting to have a series of questions available for you to ask, just because sometimes we take a lot for granted. I'd like to say it's what we used to call chance, luck, and magic. If you just pretend that it's all going to be fine when you start up, chances are something's going to trip you up. So if you were, for example, talking to suppliers and talking to them about are the costings going to be the same? Would there be anything that would kind of like turn that into a risk? availability of items. And even for domestically produced items, a lot of us know that there are companies that require overseas elements to come in so they can make a SKU that they send off to their customers. So just those types of questions. As I mentioned yesterday, I'm going to put this down as a list and a dashboard. Once that's ready, we'll put it on display for everyone to have a look at. And we spoke about it and we believe it might be a nice thing to have available. Just contact us here at TXM and we can send it out to you so that you've got a little bit of a heads up on some ideas that might keep you occupied when you're locked in your house, as I am here in Auckland. But at least I'm eating good food and my family's fine. Back to you, Anthony.
Well, it's important that you're eating good food and your family's fine. And I look forward to that list. And I'm going to use that list in my own clients, my own consulting, and at home. So thank you, Peter. The next topic I'd like to just share with everyone is what I see companies do when a crisis happens. And I'm seeing it at the moment, and that is people revert back to their natural learned behaviours. And if those behaviours don't have a lot of process, then often it's the manager reverts into a command and control style of leadership. And that just gives every job to the manager or the leader. And it's difficult for that person to delegate and to actually utilise and engage their team to do as many different things as is needed. Because the number of decisions we make every day this week is probably 10 times the normal workload of decision making. And that can be quite stressful if it's all the same one person doing those 10 decisions. So at TXM, we teach our clients to have a diverse range of people who can each be skilled in these processes of problem solving, decision making, and lean daily leadership process that communicates with their people, allocates the tasks, identifies the problems, solves the problems, and then initiates the actions to correct those problems. So using that structured approach in this environment is crucial because it not only gives you the bandwidth and engages your staff, it develops your staff so that when we come through the other side, not only are you going to be keeping your staff because we are anyway, which is great, but you're going to have those staff and those team members who now have new skills, new confidence, new leadership, and this experience is going to stay with them for the rest of their careers and the rest of their lives. And they'll be able to draw on the teaching you give in this crisis environment by using process to be able to replicate that when you're not there. So that's please use process. Email us at txmtv@txm.com. Give us a call and just talk through what process you can use, and we'll send you templates. We'll help you out, and it's all we're in it for a community spirit at the moment. So you utilise our offers. Now the next topic is one of the challenges that this crisis has given us is the need to work remotely. And one of the standardisation tools is to maintain different workplaces to a standard. And what's the tool we use, Luciano?
Hey, Anthony. We usually use 5S for that, right?
Yeah.
So I received a request from one of our customers in how can we actually regular check what is the level of 5S in a workplace whilst we need to keep the social distancing. So we tried an approach today. I'll share my screen view of some pictures on it. Yeah. We try a remote approach for 5S. So what we did, we had created before this checklist for checking what is the condition, the actual condition versus the standard one. The standard condition you can see here in the pictures. So what I did with the customer was walk through the process with him. So in this case, he sent me the pictures, but this could be easily a video chat as well. but in this format, he sent me the pictures beforehand, and we went through the pictures together, and we were analyzing, comparing the pictures with the ones that we have in the checklist and fulfilling the checklist together. So we still could have the engagement between myself and the customer, and we could evaluate and analyze together what is the actual results. And most importantly, we could find opportunities of improvement here. All right. So this was a good approach that worked for us today, and I would like to share with you guys.
Excellent. So thanks, Luciano. And again, that's a TXM template. Normally, we only give those to our clients, but in this environment, you're welcome to contact us, talk through how you check your workplaces to standard, and you're welcome to use our templates. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of TXM TV. On behalf of the team here at TXM, I hope you can email us in your tips, your challenges, and your questions, and we'll respond to those in this TV. And you're welcome to even join us. So so coming up next tomorrow, we're going to have more about keeping work going, doing the most you can in this environment, and whatever you as the audience ask us to talk about. I'm Anthony Clyne, and thank you for watching this TXM TV episode.